All right, here we go. Episode 21, Chris Opdyke Show. Today having my guest from Revoluntionize Nutrition, Michelle and Randy. They're coming back. This is the second time they've been in the studio. We're going to change it up a little bit from what we did day one. Guys, welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us back.
No, like I said, I appreciate you guys coming in. We're going to try to change it up a little bit from what we did in episode 17 of the show. And we're going to talk a little bit about you guys starting up your nutrition company. And then we're going to talk a little bit about what you've kind of been up to now, because it has changed in the last, I think it was about 6 months ago you were in.
We are constantly evolving.
Yeah, there's always new stuff going on. You know, the main business is always following the same path, but everything else is changing and growing. A lot of fun.
And I think that's what happens with this stuff. It's not really what you thought you were getting yourself into, right? And then later on you kind of get into it. It's like, this is what's going on now.
100%. It's like, oh, you thought you liked this, things grow. You're like, ooh, maybe I didn't like that as much as I thought, and you grow somewhere else.
So let's talk a little bit, husband, wife, owners.
Yes.
Right? Talk a little bit about how you got into the nutrition piece, and then where you actually started, like, hey, we should do this as our jobs.
All right, so you want to start, or me?
You.
All right, so I think it's a fun story, I guess. We were personal trainers in the fitness industry for quite a while. And over time, you know, we saw our clients getting faster, stronger. They'd lose a little bit of weight at first. But then we're just, you know, they would stagnate. You can only do so much with the weight training. And then me and Michelle started talking about 2012, we started talking, dating, whatever. And then she broke up with her ex, and she wanted to do a bodybuilding show. So me, being any sort of single guy trying to hit on a girl, goes, I'll coach, sure.
Pathetic.
And at that time, I've never coached a bodybuilder. I just had kind of a good idea how to do it. We used the macronutrient approach, which I'll get into a little bit more.
Sure.
And then she won her first show. And we said, hey, this approach was a little different than what everybody else is using, and I think if I just tweak it a little bit, we can use it for the general population. So we did. And about a month later, we started Revolutionize out of the house, going meeting people, Dunkin' Donuts, Starbucks, their house.
So real grassroots.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And just saving everything we made from Revolutionize till in 2014, we bought a property in Freehold Borough where we started the business officially, I'd say. And then we were there until 2018, where we moved into the Meridian Hackensack building in Alb, and that's where we are now.
Yes. And I've been in that store, and it's pretty impressive when you walk in.
Beautiful
it's
in there,
I like the new building.
Yeah. It's way more than I expected when I walked in the door. Let's put it that way.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a little different. I miss our Freehold Borough vibe. The characters you get from there, but
very different vibe. Yeah.
So now you're in there, you like start this business. It's just the two of you, right? How are you getting like clients? How are you working it? Like, how's that going for you?
Yeah, so when we first started, honestly, it just started with people that we knew from the training industry. And they were having incredible results. And it was really just word of mouth at the time. There was zero advertising. To this day, there's barely any advertising. Word of mouth, social media, people feeling good, people just wanting to share their results and their story with us. And it's been cool. Yeah.
Now, when you first opened up, what were some things you knew, like, this is going to be a big hurdle for us? These are some things that are going to be kind of some problems getting in. I think everybody, when you start a business like that, you have in the back of your head, hey, here's probably some of the things that are going to be a problem for us. So what were those problems? Like, kind of how did you identify them, and what did you do to like overcome them?
Yeah, so problems are always going to be problems. We were actually just talking about this on the way here. It's the problems never go away. They just evolve, and you have more to lose over time. So the problems just get heavier and more stressful. But in the beginning, I'd say the biggest problem I think we knew we were in for is trying to create a nutrition business based on science and boring facts, not on, you know, sexy supplements, ads. You know, and that's a hard sell to people. Hey, I got something that's going to work, but you're going to have to actually do something for a little bit and try and learn something.
Yeah, it's pretty black and white.
And to be honest with you, how many people told us, just give the people what they want, because the people just want quick, easy bullshit, to be honest with you.
Yeah. And
we were told that over. I'm like, I'm not going to give the people what they want, because it is a freaking lie. Like, that's why we're trying to change things. That's why we're trying to revolutionize industry.
There's always a fun old quote. I think it was Ford who goes, if you ask people what they want faster horses.
Yes!
So it's always like, you know, you want to be like, try to be one step ahead of it, but not get so creative and out of the box that you get something goofy.
Yeah.
So I'm very big on basics, whether it's with business, fitness, everything. So I just said, you know, what the hell is macronutrients? That's just your protein, fat, and carbs, and technically alcohol, but I'll focus on the first three. These are the only three things that make up the calories in your food, the things you see on the side of the nutrition label. So we focus on just the facts, the things that are calories, that create energy, just in and out. And then we focus on the macronutrients further than the calories, because those are going to help all your bodily functions, help shape your body fat, tone your body, and really get you to the physique you want, not just the weight you want. So each of these macronutrients have, very different purposes. Why I always recommend any fad diet that's either cutting one out entirely or advocating one in excess is probably not a great idea. If you don't mind, don't do a quick little explanation of what each do. So again, these are my quick little, one sentence, not textbook answers. Protein is basically the building blocks of your body. It's going to help grow, repair, and maintain lean muscle mass. But I always tell people, I always like to use the analogy of building a house. If we're building a house, think of protein as your bricks. Having more bricks is not going to help the house get built faster. The right amount of bricks will help the house get built the right amount. Carbohydrates, these are your body's preferred energy source. They're not the only, just the preferred. And when you break down carbs further, you get the simple carbohydrates, complex carbohydrates. And a lot of people like to define those as good and bad, when really it's just short-term energy and long-term sustained energy. So different tool for different needs. But carbohydrates in terms of energy demand and when you need to make changes in your diet, back to the house analogy, I like to refer to these as kind of your workers or laborers. So if you have higher energy demands, you want to grow, get the job done, you need more workforce, go get those bricks put in place. If we're in a caloric deficit, we don't have the budget to spend on workers, it may be a little slow, so you may not be able to maintain and grow muscle as well. And then fats are just kind of really important. I like to harp on these a little bit, because most diets, especially some ones that get calorically restrictive, tend to attack fats the most. That's because they're just calorically twice as dense. Not good, not bad, but just in your science textbook, carbs and proteins are both 4 calories per gram, fats are 9. Fats are also responsible for all your organ, hormone function, brain function. So pretty much, all the stuff you need to run the project right, kind of important.
So just for the listeners out there, carbohydrates are okay.
Totally okay.
Yes! Eat your carbs!
Fats are okay.
Totally okay.
Yes! He's so excited. It all comes down to having the right amount for your body and what your goals are. You should not be eliminating any of them. They all have a purpose. You just have to have the correct amount for your body. That's it.
And at Revolutionize, you guys work with everybody from, I want to make sure everyone understands, from everybody from the elite athlete to, the house mom who's looking to lose some weight on the beach this summer.
Yeah, so we work with people, like you just said, people that are completely sedentary, sitting down all day, to people, like you said, are professional athletes. As if you guys heard from the last podcast, I'm a professional figure competitor with the International Federation of Bodybuilding. Did I say something wrong?
No, it's perfect.
Oh! And Randy burped live here.
That's okay.
So there we work with UFC fighters, we work with power lifters, from anywhere from the amateur to the professional level. So you name it, we work with it, and we love the variety. We love working with everybody. It's pretty evenly split, men and women, ages 18, because we had to put a cap on that, to 95 years old. I mean, it's fantastic.
Yeah, I'd say the big thing of change since we last spoke to you is I'd say we've definitely made more of an outward focus on the general population. Michelle called it our Wellness in the Workplace initiative. We're really looking to get out to people that, may not be taking their health as seriously. Because I kid around and go, when we go into a gym to talk to people or go to a fitness place, these are already people that are at least motivated enough to be at the fitness place. Mm-hmm. We need to get to the people who have no motivation but still have the same issues. And, the gym's a huge part of it, but not everyone is either ready to make that step or able to for whatever reason, but everybody can do something about their nutrition. And that's a big thing we like to push too, is you don't need to be this machine killing it every day. I really preach, give me 70 to 85% every day and you will do amazing. Mm-hmm. I would just a little bit consistency really matters.
Yeah.
Yeah, consistency is kind of anything, right? Mm-hmm. Can you give me a rundown? Let's say, the house mom came into your facility. What kind of, they go through, how do you evaluate, talk about diets, talk about some exercise and stuff like that?
Yeah, so they come in, they meet with one of our nutritionists. It's a private setting, so it's very comfortable for everybody. We learn more about them and their specific goals.
And when it comes to nutritionists, I always like to say, me and Michelle oversee all the content, all the diet design, program design, but the nutritionists are actually far more educated than Michelle and I are.
we hire above us. Yeah. We do. Yeah.
So I like to just make sure.
Yeah. And so we learn about them and their specific goals. We teach them about our program, the idea of flexible nutrition and, being a little bit more relaxed and flexible with your lifestyle and getting away from that all or nothing mentality, because that can be very damaging for people. All or nothing. Yeah, all or nothing is dangerous.
That's just my personality. Mm-hmm. If I do watch what I eat once in a while, it's like crazy.
Yeah.
share something.
Yeah.
If I do that, I know you guys are going to hate this. I'm a scale guy.
Yeah.
Right? I got to step on the scale every day.
Don't do it.
I know my wife yells at me, but that's me. I know that going in. So like I can be really regimented for 2 to 4 weeks, and
Yep.
then it's like I need to
Breathe a
the
little
chips ahoy in the red bag.
Yeah.
And that's really funny. So speaking of what happens when you come in, that's one of the biggest things that happens when you come in is find out who are you, what have you been doing, what's your lifestyle right now, and we're never going to say, all right, nothing's never going to work, you need to change life. We go, all right, that's how you are. Let's work on changing some of those habits. Whether it's we can get you to be super intense 1 week and then ease up for 3 days and find some way to work within your lifestyle, not so much cram our lifestyle down your throat.
Yeah. Basically, keeping people from, like, if they do have a bad day and they do decide to have a Chips Ahoy cookie, they don't say, screw it, I'm done, and they eat the whole sleeve. You know what I'm saying? We're just like, okay, you had a cookie. It's
I
cool.
can do that.
Yeah, most people can. And they say it with pride, too. You ate all the cookies.
I always tell people too, even if you ate the whole bag, if you've been good for a week, eat the whole bag. And it's not good, but it's also not going to kill you. One bag of cookies is not going to outday 6 other good.
It's really not. Yeah. We just say get back on track. You're cool. Yeah, absolutely. So from there, after teaching them, we perform their Fit 3D scan, which is how we track and assess everybody's progress. And we're not salespeople. So like at the end, we're like, so you want to do this?
Yeah, so a lot of the determining factor, I say, when it comes to when we're talking to a member about finding out what the heck we're going to do to get them to where they want to be. Like I said, the biggest thing is obviously when the Fit 3D comes in, the scan comes in, we go use those body fat numbers, the scan, their age, weight, height, lifestyle, all of that usual junk to come up with the initial set of numbers, which is wonderful. And when I say numbers, some kind of people get really focused on it, or really too concentrated on it. If I say your protein's supposed to be 150 grams a day, that means within 10 to 15 either way. So if you're at 151, it's well within the range. If you're 149, it's well within the range. Even if you're over that limit, it's fine. Just be near it.
Yeah.
And I always tell people, we're not going to put the perfect program on you. We're going to get you somewhere. So let's say you come in, this woman's a vegetarian, and she's like, well, I'm not going to eat 150 grams of protein. And I might go, well, that's exactly what you need, but you're not going to do it. So let's work on getting you to 60 grams. And maybe we'll get you 65. And your progress will probably be just as good, because in those early stages, you don't need to be as spot on.
Yes,
So
exactly.
you're going to make just the same progress, but by the time you come to that plateau, now you have the knowledge and the correct thing where we would burst through and break through whatever it was holding you back previously. So a lot of it comes down to really just finding a lot about you, your personal lifestyle, things that cause you to fail in the end, and just taking a hard look at yourself. We're really big on accountability. Were you good? Were you bad? Just put the information out there.
Yes.
I think you have to be, right, especially if you're dieting.
Yeah.
Tracking
I always joke. I go, I am an advocate of cheating and lying when it benefits you. It's wonderful, great. But when you cheat on your diet, nutrition, you're not still getting the A on the test. You're just thinking we're happy with your progress, and when you're still going to end up in the same spot.
Right. So you talked a lot about the nutrition piece. Do you guys put together like a workout program as well?
Yeah.
Like we talked about that.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it depends. So I always tell we have the background in it to design, as complicated workout plan as they need. But a lot of our clients do come from places where they're already either working with a trainer or working with another program. So if they come to us with a program that's pretty good, we'll always take a second set of look, because sometimes I take a look at some of these online programs like
but we work with a lot of trainers
who are
just
awesome,
phenomenal. We trust. I mean, obviously we trust them. They are outstanding.
Yeah, but otherwise, if they need a program, I put stuff together for them. And they usually look at it and go, "That's it," or "That's super simple."
Simple.
And I go, "Yeah, that's it. It doesn't have to be complicated. It's just the basics work. Just go in, get them done, and lift heavy and lift hard." And heavy is something I like to talk about, because everyone goes, "I don't want to get big. I don't want to get too strong." I go, heavy just means whatever is heavy for you. If you're a coach or you're a trainer or Men's Fitness prescribes 10 reps for you, rep 10 and 11 should feel pretty hard. You shouldn't feel like you should be able to get to 15. If the rep prescription is 5, 5 and 6 should feel heavy, and so forth. Yeah. So that's what heavy means. It doesn't mean 1,000,000 pounds.
Yeah.
And Michelle, I'm sure you're a big believer in this, heavy with correct form.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's a big thing, too. We always talk about, especially in terms of people who want, and I call everything bodybuilding that comes in terms of body shaping. So anybody who wants to gain or lose any muscle tone is bodybuilding to me.
It's just one
category,
yeah.
But especially with that kind of stuff, it is so much not about just moving the weight from point A to point B. It's about activating the muscles in between point A and point B. So if you're not actively engaging each muscle through that motion, the amount of actual time the muscles under tension can be very little, especially if you're locking the joints out the top and the bottom, and then we rest a minute between sets. So our total working time might be like 5 seconds of tension on the muscle if we're just blowing past them.
Mm.
So what really got done? I don't care how long you're in there.
Yeah. So they come in, you kind of do your evaluation, you have their talk, and then you create some kind of diet plan for them.
Yep.
Can you talk a little bit about maybe like the meals, how they're doing it, like a breakfast, lunch, dinner, like real simple stuff?
Yeah. You want me to do this? So first we figure out what their macronutrient intake is going to be. So how many grams of protein, fat, and carb you're having. The girls will create 2 sample meal templates for them, but to be honest with you, we hate meal templates because say for meal 3 we have 6 ounces of grilled chicken and you're like, I cannot eat chicken, I'm gonna throw up. Well, we want to give you the knowledge, the education, the tools to be able to say what can we swap out instead. Same thing, what if you show up to work and you left all your meals behind? What are you going to do? It doesn't mean I can't do this today, I'm going to go order like a pie of pizza, so you have to have the education and the tools to be able to do it. So do you want examples?
Yeah, so like a standard day, it's like, say we're pumping out a regular breakfast, lunch, and dinner for somebody, and the numbers aren't going to be great on this. I'm just giving examples.
Yeah, sure. You can eyeball it.
Yeah, it's going to be eyeball today. Yeah. So regular breakfast could be, if these are foods you enjoyed, it's neither good nor bad, just foods I tend to use. Could be like half a cup of oatmeal, a quarter cup of chopped bananas, 3 egg whites and a whole egg. That'll give you a nice blend of a good amount of long digesting carbs, keep you full throughout your morning, a nice amount of protein, and a little bit of fat to make sure the whole hormones functions work properly. A good lunch, and people always kind of get whacked out about lunch. They're afraid of carbs, and a lot of easy to grab lunches that have carbs or sandwiches. The thing that makes a lot of sandwiches bad isn't really the bread. It ends up being your oil, your vinegar, your mayo, your ranch dressing.
Tell them about how you broke down Jersey Mike's.
Yeah, sorry, I go tangent there, but we actually did a seminar recently where we broke down a bunch of fast food chains and quick service places.
Should we not say the name of the places?
Well, this place is great.
We actually recommended these places.
Yeah, it's a good place. But so we broke down the menus, finding good options for people. And when I was going through Jersey Mike's menu, first time I went through it, I didn't take off the olive oil just because it was on there automatically. Nothing was good. All of a sudden, just taking off the olive oil, they were about 30 to 40 grams of fat less, which is each one of those is 9 calories, so 300, 400 calories less.
Yeah.
So almost any sandwich is pretty good then.
Yeah.
So pretty much that's the biggest thing there. But so easy idea for lunch could be a turkey sandwich, a little bit of cheese on it, some spicy mustard. It's a great lunch. Or if you want to go a more traditional route, you bring your
chicken breast,
chicken, fish,
potato, broccoli,
a boring old veggie, and that, and then a good dinner. I always like to say, I like having a nice big dinner. Have a good 6 to 8 ounce protein serving. If you're low on fats for the day, maybe hang in something more like that red meat or salmon. If you've already kind of eaten quite a bit of fat for the day, we're going to want to stay more towards those leaner protein sources, like your turkey, chickens, whitefish, those options. And again, as well with the carbs, if you've had quite a bit of carbs for today and you don't have too many left, it might be a veggie dinner or just half a cup of rice or something.
Yeah, and this is for people who like variety. We work with people who are pescatarians who are not going to eat meat products. We work with same thing, vegetarian, vegan. So we're going to work with the foods that they like, and it makes it pretty easy.
Yeah, I mean, I've written up diets where it's like, all right, you're having a Subway sandwich and I made it work.
Yeah.
But the more traditional diets are what I just said.
That's sounds pretty easy, right?
It's so easy.
It's funny. I always kid around
recipe.
when people ask what do I eat? I go, it depends a lot on you. What do you eat? And they're like, I like all these health. I go, yeah. And I joke. This is going to sound terrible, but I go, every person I've ever worked with everyone came in because they wanted to change their body. Their diets are all so amazing that I don't know how they're not in shape because everything they tell me is the greatest food I've ever heard of. And I'm like, no, what do you really eat? You're not going to eat all that stuff all the time. And then when you get down to that, you go, okay, how can we make this work? I think a lot of long-term sustainability is more about how can we make it work, not restricting.
Yeah.
And you make it sound so simple here. Talk a little bit about why some of the fad diets out there they don't work. And I don't want to use the word bad, but they don't work. And why?
They're just too extreme, too restrictive, making them unrealistic and unsustainable.
Yeah, so, and I go, that's the simplest answer. But a lot of them you'll see they might take either simple proven ideas, let's say, and flash and sex them up and put some supplement on the side of it that could be freaking meaningless.
Yeah.
But that diet works great, and now you push the supplement, or you'll see them push some extreme method. Keto's hot right now, so we'll go into that.
Yeah.
And it's got some health benefits if you have some clinically diagnosed medical issues. But for the regular healthy person, there's absolutely zero benefit over anything else.
They come off keto and they gain 30 pounds.
Yeah, well, that's a big thing. A lot of people enjoy it, and it gets a lot of recognition because you see it on Us Weekly. Celebrity B lost 20 pounds this week on keto diet. Well, maybe, because a lot of it has to do with water loss. So when you switch over, your body switches over from the carbohydrates to the fats, or for the energy processing, a lot of the water supply in your muscle gets depleted. So it's really just a big water drop. So I go, if you're wrestling and need to make weight, that's wonderful. But if you're looking to get ready for the beach, what's that going to do?
Yeah, and this whole industry is so incredibly conflicting. I mean, one, I don't know if it was like CNN or Fox and Friends or something, at the beginning of last year, they said, keto, the best diet out there, you got to do it, clinically proven, blah, 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 blah. Exactly 1 year later was a list of the worst diets, and keto was number one. Keto, the worst diet of the year. And I'm like, you are so contradicting. It's so confusing for everybody. It's so confusing.
And it's one of those simple things, but because there's so much misinformation out there,
Yep.
it makes it difficult for people. And I have a health and PE degree.
Yep.
And 20 years ago, I was kind of versed in it. I knew kind of knew what was going on. And now, today, not so much, right?
Right.
So even for me to just sit there and watch all that stuff and say, this is supposed to be good.
You know
that
what-
doesn't sound
you know
too
what
good
it
to
is?
me. I don't know anything.
Everybody's just preaching these things based on an opinion. Maybe they did it for a week and they felt good. So we always say, nutrition is the science. It's not an opinion. It's a science.
And that's a big thing, I think, our industry, and lately I'll call it the entrepreneurship business industry, which that's a business industry now. A lot of these charismatic gurus, let's say, who they just show you how great and wonderful their life is business-wise, or how good their body looks, and, well, they're saying it, they're confident about it, it must work.
Yeah.
And these people, desperate, vulnerable people, really buy into it, and that stinks.
Yeah, that's a whole other topic that I'll go on.
Yeah, I mean, there's an athlete we know personally who, this girl, hard work, best work, wonderful hard work, genetically gifted also. But after she got big, she started selling these waist trainers, promoting, this is how I got my waist. When she had that waist since we met her.
She was genetically blessed, this woman.
I always kid around, I go, you can give me the best basketball program in the world and I can follow it every day. I'm not going to be LeBron. I'm just not LeBron.
Selling out, man.
Yeah.
I know it. And it's all over that Insta. That's, people are selling their waist trainers and their sweet sweat.
That's it.
Stuff, and it's
and it's so bonkers. And I always kid around. I go, well, the answer, and a lot of these answers to why get into their fitness program is because you could make money selling it. I'm like, well, that's not what I asked. I want to get in shape. I don't want to get money selling the product.
We've been talking about dieting and nutrition a lot, and with that comes there's an emotional piece to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that's something that you guys at your company have been really concentrating on lately, and you've been doing some speaking engagements about it.
Yep.
So talk a little bit about what you've been doing with that.
Yeah, so I mean, what really started this was, for years we were saying this, we have our follow-ups with our clients, our members, and it's 2 minutes nutrition and numbers, and the rest of the 30-minute follow-up is why? Why did we do this? Why didn't we do this? Are we stress eating? Are we not eating because we're stressed? Why are you here in the first place? There's always a much deeper reason why people are there to quote unquote lose weight, or why they are doing or not doing a program. Self-sabotage, eating disorders, body dysmorphia, I mean, you name it, it is always much more deep-seated. So we really focus not just on nutrition and fitness, but nutrition and mental health. How do we cope with our struggles and so forth? It's been huge, been very powerful.
A lot of self-sabotage stuff, a lot of people just lacking the confidence to do something for themselves. Either there's investing time, money, maybe their spouse is uncomfortable with them doing their own thing at the gym for an hour. It goes everywhere. It's so crazy.
Yep.
But there's just so much personal stuff behind it. And it's usually not that people are like, I don't know why I'm eating and I'm sad. That's kind of the movie version.
Yeah.
But it's more like I had a bad day and I'm casually having a slice of pizza, then I casually had something else, and it kind of just spirals out slowly. And it's never these dramatic moments you can point to. A lot of people almost don't even realize how bad they are if they're doing it. But all of a sudden, once you get to bring it to the light, it's not going to clean it up, but they can start being aware of the problem at least, and then maybe mitigating it from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
Do you guys think, and I said this a little earlier, did the scale has something to do with that? When they watch that
Tremendously.
scale?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and it's something I tell people, I go, it's just another metric. If you can take it in that for what its value is, just a fluctuating snapshot of what's going in your body at that specific time, then cool. If you can take it at that, don't do it. But if you take it as the gospel of I am either a good person or a bad person after I get off the scale, no. I would use it in conjunction with either some technology like a Fit 3D scanner.
Talk about that Fit 3D, because you talked about that a little earlier. So you guys really don't use the scale at your place. Is that fair to say?
So we use the scale as a tool to make sure there's no crazy fluctuation. So for instance, say we're working with somebody, all of a sudden we see the scale fluctuate 10 pounds. Oh, whoa, okay, what's going on? There's going to be fluctuations. We're looking for trends in the right direction. But the Fit 3D scanner takes it way further than that, and that's more of our focus. So yes, it analyzes all sorts of things. It gets your weight, your lean mass measurements, your body fat measurements, measurements of all different parts of your body. It creates an actual 3D avatar of your body. So yes, it gives you a bunch of numbers, but we do try to get people to not focus solely on the numbers, but more on the image. The image is super powerful as people are transforming. And like any technological device, there's always going to be a percent error on things. So if you happen to have a percent error during your scan, you don't want it to like make you go crazy. So
Or give you a false sense of confidence. And next week,
or give you a false sense of confidence. And the other people are like, I lost 5% body fat in a week. I'm like,
a good story to tell.
You didn't.
I met a friend of mine once scanned, and the body fat came in higher than he would have liked that day. And I said, and he's like, oh, I'm not this percent. I think it was 14%. I go, I'm not this. I go, okay, I hear you. But I go, are you as lean as you want to be? He goes, no. I go, if that number would have said 8, would you have been happy? He goes, I go, so what does it matter? What the number says, we just have to use it as the starting point.
Yep.
And that's what we also like the pictures too, because it's one of those, I'm all about saying, are we doing our job or not? And there's no easier way to say, is the program working than slapping pictures of before and after at your clients every 2 weeks?
Yeah, yeah. It's powerful. It's
And
powerful. It
And
really
that's
is.
what they come in every 2 weeks.
Well, they come in every week to talk to the nutritionist and have a 30-minute follow-up, and then every other week we scan to make sure everything's going well.
Yeah.
So with that like scan, and we were talking about that mental health piece, do you guys become a little bit part like nutrition coach, a little bit part therapist?
Yeah,
In that?
100%.
Yeah, that's something we always kid around. We try to just walk that line and stay in our scope, because once you start talking, man, people get comfortable opening up to you. It's a wonderful feeling, but I go, maybe I'm not the right person to help you with these things because I'm a train wreck. So, the blind should like leading the blind. But so that's what we have a good relationship with a lot of psychologists in the area, some dietitians who specialize in more eating disorder sort of situations. So we did a mental health seminar last month where a psychologist came in. She talked for 30, 45 minutes about just dealing with everything from stress eating to why we do things and basic definitions of mental health. And really just trying to get people to correlate everything and look at a whole picture of things.
Now, how did the audience like react to that? Were they pretty?
It was deep, man. You had my friggin' hair was like standing on ends. It was deep. They loved it. I mean, the feedback. We had to end on like a positive note after because everybody was like really emotionally touched by a lot of stuff that was going on. So then we're throwing out raffles. You get a prize. You get a prize. So it was like all bright and whatnot. But when everybody left, the text messages and the DMs that we had rolling in, people were just struck so deeply by what was shared in a good way, in a positive way. And the biggest thing that I said, in our opening statement, basically, I said, you were all attracted to this mental health seminar for a reason. I said, you're sitting next to strangers, and you have more in common with these people than you even know. You think that you're alone in these struggles because nobody talks about it. They only talk about the good stuff. They only highlight the good things on Instagram. They won't tell you that they had a nervous breakdown because they're financially stressed or this or that. So you all have more in common than you know. You're not alone. And when we opened up with that, people they relaxed and they felt safe and supported in the environment. It was awesome.
And especially bringing back the fitness and nutrition world, it seems like everyone thinks everyone's doing so much better than they are. Why is it so hard for me? Why am I struggling? Why can't I just get it right? When everyone's a mess. And I always kid around and go, if only some of the general population of clients I work with, I'd say, knew how badly some of my tip-top shape athletes deal with stuff, they'd be like, oh my God, it's just as hard for everybody.
Probably worse than most others.
Yeah, it's just as hard for everybody, and I think a lot of people need to take a good look at just where they are right now. I go, if you're looking at someone like a Michelle, and 3 months from now she's on stage lean as can be, yeah, she started on 3rd and a half base. When you're starting on first base, if I start getting in shape now, it's going to take me 25 years to get on stage at least.
Can't with them.
And people just, they just track their progress by where they are compared to somebody else, not how far they've gone so far.
Yeah.
If people want to go to like a seminar like that, how can they find out about them?
Yeah, so the seminars, they're all complimentary and they're open to members and non-members. So we post them on our Instagram and our Facebook. So our Instagram is Revolutionize USA and our Facebook, I think it's Revolutionize Nutrition. We're always posting when the next one is. They're the 3rd Wednesday of every month at 7 p.m. So all you have to do is just register on Facebook. If you don't have Facebook, then shoot us a DM or an email because I need to keep a head count so I know how many prizes to give away.
And that's at your facility.
It's at Revolutionize Nutrition, yeah.
So we talked about kind of a little bit of heavy stuff with that mental health piece.
Mm-hmm.
Let's kind of end on that positive note.
Yeah.
You guys have some stuff in the works, and one of them's a cookbook.
Yeah. So we're blessed. We have a wonderful, wonderful staff, and this has been a project I've been trying to put together since 2013. Every day we have people asking for it. And one of our nutritionists stepped up and she goes, Michelle, I have a degree in doing this, in culinary and baking and putting together cookbooks and whatnot. She goes, let me do it. I said, hell yeah. That would be fantastic. So she really took on the responsibility of it, and we're so thankful she's doing it. And it's a work in progress, but it'll be ready soon. I don't know what the definition of
hopefully
soon
in the next
is, but
4 to 6 weeks, I like to say, and then once it's ready, we'll blast it over all the usual social media outlets.
So
Yeah.
maybe like early summer.
I'd say early
I'm
summer,
hoping
late
so.
spring.
Yeah.
It'll probably be released through PDF, audio, online books, sort of thing. We're definitely going to give it out to all the members. Probably do a lot of big giveaways with it. Get it out there to all the outlets where you
Yeah.
get all your audio and
Yeah.
PDF books.
You know, you mentioned your employees a lot. Why don't you kind of go through all of them and who they are and kind of what they
They're
do in
so
your.
great. I love them
You
so
can go.
much.
They like you more than me.
So currently we have I call her our head nutritionist, Rebecca D'Souza. She's been with us for 3 years,
4 years now.
4 years. Just phenomenal. So much love to give. First of all, they all have their degrees, so like they are very, very knowledgeable. She likes to work with people more dealing with mental health, a lot of more mental stuff. We have Kristen Mason. We hired her right after Rebecca, and she is just. How do you describe Kristen?
Kristen cares a lot. She is she's funny. I've gotten more texts from Kristen late night about a client than I think any other.
She cares so much.
And it's never a problem with the clients. I'm nervous about this. I want to do this right. They definitely take the job home with them.
Yeah.
And then we have
we have Lauren White. She's the one that stepped up doing the cookbook with us, and she just loves to bake, culinary, and whatnot. And then we have our new hire, Kelsey, who is just a big ball of energy. She's new to Revolutionize, but she's not new to nutrition. She's been in this industry working for years, and she just couldn't stand where she was previously and what they were preaching, and she was like, I'm out. So she loves being with us, and it's a great fit.
Little side note, Lauren White, one of my old students, tennis
Yes.
players.
Yes.
Good kid.
She's phenomenal.
Great.
Phenomenal.
And she always cracks us up, and she'll probably kill me. We walk by her office, and she'll have her candle on and just a light off, just
The
chilling
lights
in there.
are off.
You're like, oh, yep, you're in there.
Yeah, gotta check, make sure she's still in there.
Yeah, exactly. I think the fluorescent lights kill everybody's eyes.
So just real quick before we get out of here, you know, you got the cookbook coming out. Once again, plug all your socials and stuff. So if people want to get in touch, once again, for the mental health seminars, or if they just want to come in for the nutrition piece, or if there's anything else you guys want to mention before we get out of here.
With all the YouTube, all of our previous seminars, most of our media spots, everything's on there. So if you ever want to hear more of our nonsense,
go to the Revolutionize Nutrition YouTube. On Instagram, we're at Revolutionize USA. On Facebook, Revolutionize Nutrition. Our website is revolutionizeusa.com. Emails on there. All of our contacts are on there. Like Randy said, all of our previously filmed everything, including our last time we were here, is on our YouTube channel.
And on the website, it's free blogs.
Free content. Follow us.
What's the website?
Revolutionizeusa.com. Free blogs on our social media. There's tips, tricks, recipes, transformations, educational content. And we're also going to be putting together another YouTube page or channel, basically, where we're just going to be discussing everything: nutrition, business, interesting stories, success stories, and just a whole ton of fun shenanigans.
Yeah, just trying to get everyone to see how, like Michelle said, we're more alike than we are different. And if you knew what crap everybody else was dealing with, you would keep your own.
Yeah. What else can we talk about?
Just things are good right now. It's exciting. I got a lot of really fun stuff, and I can say this is we're at a point in the business right now where you always want to grow the business, but right now me and Michelle have a little more time to devote to this more passionate sides of the project of our business, which is getting out and talking to people coming on the show today and just spreading the word about nutrition more so than being in the trenches, and it's really cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. So just trying to expand our circle, expand our peoples.
Hang with the Eagles, not the pigeons. So soar with the Eagles.
Soar with the Eagles.
Yeah. Guys, thanks for coming in today. I really appreciate it.
Thank you
so much.
Us.
It's always a blast.
Thanks. I appreciate it.